Now, the next most common question, and again, you will probably get asked this one, so it makes sense to prepare an answer for it, is what is your biggest weakness? Now, personally, I hate this question. I don't think it really tells you anything. But the reason why interviewers ask this question is because they want to make sure that, one, you understand that you're not perfect, and you've got some self-awareness. But then, are you being proactive in taking steps to improve that weakness? And that's all that they're really looking for. And as long as it's not directly related to the job, it kind of really doesn't matter what weakness you choose. So in my role, for example, it would be terrible for me to say, I'm really terrible at speaking to people on the phone, because it's a core part of being a recruiter. Or one of my biggest weaknesses is that I'm terrible at getting into difficult conversations, because again, it's a key part of a recruiter. But as long as it's outside of like the key requirements for the role, it kind of doesn't really matter what weakness you choose. Here's an example of one that I've used in the past, and that is I'm really not great at public speaking. You know, the thought of getting up in front of a few hundred people, in front of a team, and delivering a talk or a speech, and engaging those people is always something that, you know, I've not been particularly very good at, and not really enjoying. I was quite nervous before doing it. But what I've started to do is I've started to look for opportunities to speak at events, because the more I do it, the better I'll get at it and the more comfortable I'll feel doing it. So I have spoke at recruitment events on stage. I've been part of panel discussions. I've done a few webinars. I've done a few podcasts, and I am getting more comfortable in doing it. That's one example. Another example you might give is I'm not very good at delegating. I've always been under the impression that it's probably quicker and easier for me to just do tasks myself rather than delegate it to people in my team. But what I very quickly realised is that, one, I become a bottleneck and things don't get done. But then also, two, I'm potentially taking away learning opportunities from the people in my team. So what I've started to do is I've looked at tasks and I thought to myself, do I really need to do this, or is this a good opportunity for somebody else in my team to do it? And I've started to be really conscious of what work I should delegate and what work is best that I do. And that's it. Kind of doesn't really matter what the weakness is. They just want a grasp that you have got some self-awareness and you are taking some proactive steps.